You're going to have to forgive us. We're going to be doing a lot of that every session. So, yes, we did have some Expresso in studio. One reason to be incredibly proud to be African. Another is our natural heritage, this beautiful wildlife we are surrounded by. Now, we're going to return to a story that we did connect with in November last year. We shared the beautiful story of how the Johannesburg Wildlife Veterinary Hospital, who do amazing work, had rescued a very rare orphaned Aardwolf cub. And that was after she had been spotted by a border collie, of all things, on a Northwest Province farm. Now, a team from the hospital collected her, and Maple, as she is affectionately known, soon started to thrive. Yes. Look at that.
So cute and incredible. Now, by December, she was doing enrichment tasks that mimicked how her life would be back in nature. Now, that's where she is right now, living her life to the fullest, thanks to a second chance that she's been released into the wild. And here to tell us about it, Lauren Beckley, a permitted wildlife rehabilitator who hand-reared Maple, is joining us right now in the studio to tell us more about this absolute magic. How are you doing this morning?
Morning, guys. Good, thanks, and you?
Oh, so good, so good.
Lauren, how do you not cry every time you look at pictures of that gorgeous, gorgeous little creature? So let's go back to the beginning. That is undoubtedly the cutest thing I think I've ever seen.
I think it's official, G.
Yeah, no,
that's official.
It's official. It's so tiny. It's so sweet. What exactly were the circumstances that prompted the rescue in the first place, Lauren?
Okay, so, yeah, as you mentioned, she was found by a dog on a farm in Northwest. They were bringing their sheep in, and the dog noticed something strange by one of the trees near to the house. And they went over and had a look, and there was Maple. Yeah, she wasn't in a great way. She was really thin, dehydrated. And so they contacted Nikki Wright, our rehabilitation specialist. And Nikki gave them some tips on how to try and find Mom. And for the next 2 or 3 nights, they tried to locate Mom. They put her out in the field, hungry, to let her, you know, cry for food. But no Mom was found. They found a den, but that belonged to bat-eared foxes. So the decision was made to bring her into the wildlife vet and for us to raise her. It's always top goal is to get them back to Mom, but if Mom's not there, then sure, we obviously step in. So yeah, Maple came to me, and everything went exploded from there. This internet sensation.
Yeah. Now listen, I believe that Maple's back in the wild. How is she actually currently doing?
She's doing great. She went up to a rehab center up in Kalahari called the Kalahari Wildlife Project. Friends of ours that we work with closely, and she is often seen walking around on the farm. She's free to come and go as she pleases, and she's living her best Aardwolf life.
How did you do it? Did you kiss its little face off every single day? What was it like being able to, and we know it's fleeting, that you guys have a kind of strict regimen of kind of rules that you have to adhere to, but you must get hugely emotionally invested in something, a process like this. What was that experience of being a part of a rehabilitation like for you?
It's a lot of fun. So yes, we would like to kiss faces off of them, but not possible. They do, being mammals, they do need the interaction and stuff like that. And Maple is my second Aardwolf that I've raised. Oh, wow. Amber was the first. And yeah, it's a lot of love and attention. You know, she does need the interaction. She does need to play. She does need to learn. So you know, they have such big personalities that you can't not want to interact with them. I always, when people ask me how is it to raise an Aardwolf, my only explanation is it's like having a toy pom on tick. They are absolutely insane.
What an explanation.
Next time, lead with that, and we'll know exactly.
Say no more. Look, I've got a question, and I might be naive, but like, I've never seen an Aardwolf before, ever. So what is it actually, and why is it clearly it's so rare. I haven't seen one, and I've seen a few animals in my day, to be honest. But what are these incredible zebra-looking creatures that
Zebra wolf.
the G is even associated with something of the likes of a young Carl Wasty. But yeah, why are they so rare, and what are they even?
So they're not really rare. The only reason why we say they are rare is because no one ever sees them. They are nocturnal, shy, elusive animals. So adults are completely different to the pups. The cubs are insane, whereas the adults are shy and elusive, and they only come out at night. They're related to the hyenas, except they are insectivorous. So their main food is termites, but they will eat other bugs and grubs and things like that as well. But yeah, you just will never see them because they're always out at night.
Very reclusive, which makes this whole experience that much more magical. Well, thank you so much for introducing us to Carl Wasty's spirit animal. I wish he was in studio so that we could compare our mohawks. There he is. But well done. We're in awe of the work that you guys do. We've covered you with so many of these kinds of stories. So thank you so much for putting in the time and the effort behind this. We know it's lovely to see a viral sensation online, but we often forget about the amount of effort and work and consideration that goes in behind the scenes. So thank you so much for playing your part in this beautiful story. And we're going to ask you to stick around because we're going to talk a little bit more Aardwolf and a little bit more wildlife in just a moment.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I've got a bit of spice in my mouth.
Did you try some of that?
I did try the chicken feet. Delicious sauce. Interesting, really interesting. So let's go from our kitchen back into the wild. We're venturing into the wild this morning, talking about an incredible little creature called the Aardwolf, more specifically the Aardwolf cub that is named Maple. Look at the state of the cuteness there. She was rescued and then given a second chance by the incredible Johannesburg Wildlife Veterinary Hospital. Lauren, one of the rehabilitators, is still with us. Lauren, thanks for sticking around. I wish we could devote a full hour to this just so we could keep looking at that gorgeous little thing.
Yeah,
so sweet, man.
Cuteness overload. But let's get into more of its real lifestyle, its habitat. Where are they actually found? I mean, you definitely mentioned earlier that they're quite rare in terms of the fact that they're nocturnal, and that's why we don't see them, but they are quite common. But where exactly are they dwelling, living, and what's their main place to just play?
So you find them throughout South Africa. They are found in the bushveld, in grasslands, dry arid regions like the Kalahari. They just don't like forests or wooded areas. Anywhere where you can find termites, that's where you'll find aardwolves. And they live in burrows, so during the day they are fast asleep underground. And at night when they go out and forage, and that's the only time you'll see them.
Little punk rocker foragers. Eh? The hair is what makes it for me. But I've got to ask you in a broader sense, because you obviously do a lot in this space. With a wild animal that's found, in most cases, on a farm, how do you go about successfully reintroducing her back into the wild?
Okay, so each animal has their own needs, but with Maple specifically, so she does need the interaction. She does need... She did need to be handled and given attention to, but it's a limited amount of time. So she was in my house for a couple of months, where she would go with me to work and all that sort of stuff, and she was with me 24/7. But once she was ready and I'd weaned her milk down a bit, she then moved into an outside enclosure where the only time I spent with her was when I went in to feed her in the mornings and in the evenings. And when she was ready and pretty much just about off her milk, she was then sent up to the Kalahari Wildlife Project. And she was still given a bottle so she could bond with the person up there, and put into a pre-release enclosure where she was then walked every night to go and forage and learn how to forage and find what she needs. And so just every day walking. And once she was ready, her enclosure is left open and she can come and go as she pleases, and she still gets support fed until she decided that she was ready to leave and she was happy to find her own food. And like I said, she's still seen, and but she will eventually just decide not to come back one day.
You must have gone through withdrawal, having to say goodbye to that little thing. Just very quickly, how can we support the work that you guys do? Can we make donations? What do you need as a non-profit?
Okay, so we rely heavily on the generosity of the public. So, you know, donations of monetary kind, or even stuff that's on our wish list on our website. We also have an online store, so people buying merchandise, those sort of things. Yeah, that's just greatly appreciated, and that's the only way we can do what we do. You know, medicine's expensive, food's expensive, so if people are wanting to support us in that way, it'd be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Mzansi, definitely do. I mean, just looking at these visuals, the amount of care, effort that goes into this incredible work. Thank you so much for what you're doing, Lauren, and for just sharing some more on these incredible cuting overload creatures that are the Aardwolf.
Thank you.